Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to our New Frontier Survival Challenge where we started with a truck and a chainsaw and now we're in Season 2, aka Phase 2, and our goal is simple: to turn our logging empire into an agricultural empire as well. We have started out with a small field, and today it's time. We've kept our sawmill running, we've kept our carpentry running, while our soybeans have been a-growing. But now they're ready to harvest, so let's get our load of products that we've produced, including furniture, beams, and planks, all the way across the map, sell them off, and pray to God we got enough to actually buy a harvester. Because I didn't think about how much a harvester costs. They're expensive. But I think we got a couple of options to go with in the store that are relatively cheap due to being mods, and there is always the old Massey Ferguson. So I'm thinking what we do is we hope that we have enough. I'm not sure if we're going to or not. So yeah, let's get this thing over to the store. Now I'm going to be 100% with you guys right now. As we get over here, this narration right now is being recorded in the future after this episode has already been recorded. The problem was I lost all of the narration on the original video, so I'm gonna have to do this in post. So apologize if everything doesn't line up exactly right, but I'm trying to make it work, trying to get you guys your episode today. Otherwise, we would have just had a skip episode, and this is one of the most important skip episodes. Now, it's just the beginning of the recording. After we get through this initial part, there will be me talking normally. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sell off everything here at the warehouse, and oh, yep, hit the building. Whoopsie. But yeah, as you can see, we end up with $128,000 in the bank, and I'm not sure that that's going to be enough. I think we needed about $150,000 to get everything that I wanted on the specific harvester that I wanted. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't have quite enough. But we do actually have enough money in the bank to end up buying the new harvester and getting the header for it that's going to allow us to harvest our grain, aka soybeans. Is soybeans considered a grain? I mean, it uses a grain header, right? Now, initially, I parked old Mac here nearby so that I could haul the new harvester down the road. The new harvester's too big for this old trailer. Shocker. This trailer is so annoyingly small. Like, it just can't haul anything. It's annoying. But, yeah. We're going to go ahead and grab the Lizard TARDIS harvester. The base price, $94,500. I was kind of caught between this and the Nova 330. But, obviously, my big selling point on the Lizard was the fact that I can get up to 400 horsepower on this thing. And, eventually, we can upgrade it to have a 200,000 liter capacity. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the money to do that today, but we don't need it today, right? We do have a TARDIS trailer that we can use to put our soybeans into, but yeah, as you can see, it's going to cost us $10,000 to upgrade the engine to the 400 horsepower version. And we're going to look at the extra large capacity, but yeah, as you can see, it's another $10,000, and we just don't have that kind of money because we have to buy the header as well. Otherwise, we can't harvest our field, and it's ready to be harvested. And our rain's a-coming, folks, so we've got to get this field harvested before the rain gets here. So, we're going to go with the normal capacity, and we are going to pick up this TARDIS. It's based off the old Massey Ferguson, so it's a relatively smaller, older combine. But being able to have 400 horsepower is going to be big for us because we don't have to stick with the base header down the road. We could actually get a wider header for this thing, potentially. And with the 400 horsepower, it should have no trouble holding a wider header. And then with the bigger capacity, when we start getting into bigger fields, that's going to come in real handy. We also have a mod installed that has the ability to use some of the older combine headers that allows us to harvest faster there as well. So despite getting the newer header here as we pick up our TARDIS. We're going to go ahead and look at the grain header here for the TARDIS. This is the fast version. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. It'll allow us to harvest at up to 15 miles an hour. And look at this beauty. We got our harvester, folks. Dude, this is crazy how much we've had to, like, everything has worked out perfectly from our logging to this. Like, we have had to spend everything, every dime that we have, like, right down to the wire. And yet here we are, making it work. So, yeah, we're going to get this thing over to the field and get ready to start our harvest. So, yeah, unfortunately, she couldn't fit on the truck. So I will see you guys when we get to the field. Alrighty, folks. So here we are back at our field for our first ever harvest using our brand new Lizard TARDIS harvester. Can't wait to get this started. So without further ado, let's unfold first. Almost forgot. Unfold. Let's get this party started. Alright, now we should be able to get on here, and we should be able to set up our steering assist as well. Honestly, I think I'm just going to do as many headlands as possible. Because why not? We just let her go. Oh my god, this thing is quick as heck. Alright, well, there's our first problem. Our GPS is a little bit off. Yeah, I don't think this is going to take very long at all. Fastest harvester this side of the Mississippi. What in the world, man? This thing crazy. In a good way. But yeah, I will see you guys once we get this field harvested. For now, let's cue up our time lapse.
Time's been hard, money's tight, living off sawdust, working day and night, stacking them beams, planks and chairs, selling off furniture, hoping someone cares, scrounging for a harvester, just a dime at a time, selling every scrap, every nickel and dime. Soybeans are ready, fields begging me to roll, got just enough cash for a harvester roll. That old lizard TARDIS, she's rusted and slow, but she'll cut them beams, at least that's what I'm told. Fired her up, cough like an old dog, smoke like a chimney, but she rolled through the fog. Scrounging for a harvester, just a dime at a time, selling every scrap, every nickel and dime. Soybeans are ready, fields begging cash for a harvester roll. Down on them dollars, counting them cents, praying this crop helps pay the rent. First row's cut, smell the dust and oil, ain't no turning back. This is my soil. The tank's filling up, golden grain in the sun. Might be broke, but I ain't come undone. That old girl's humming, spitting beans in the bin. Ain't fancy or pretty, but she's working again. Scrounging for a harvester, just a dime at a time. Selling every scrap, every nickel and dime. Soybeans are ready, fields begging me to roll. Got just enough cash for a harvester roll. Sitting on the porch, watching dusk settle down. Pockets near empty, but I ain't wearing a frown. Got my harvest, got my land, got my dream. Ain't got much, but I got what I need.
Alright guys, so we have finished our first harvest ever. And I think we've got somewhere in the neighborhood of... Oh god, what do you think we got? Probably close to 20,000 liters. It's not the craziest harvest you ever did see. But for our first harvest, I think it's a good start. Obviously, as we continue to grow our land, we're going to be able to harvest a lot more. But this thing did its job, got it done pretty quick. Being able to harvest fast is kind of an interesting feel for me because I'm not used to it. But yeah, for the working with, it's still, even though it was harvesting fast, like I ended up actually slowing it down a little bit just because it was harvesting a little too fast. But yeah, I love the offload speed of this thing. Being able to just pull up to the trailer, have it offload in a couple of seconds is pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing back to our garage. We're gonna set this thing in there, and we'll bring our trailer over. And then the next thing we got to figure out is storage, because I didn't think about this, but we don't have anywhere to store the grain. Now, our trailer does have a cover that we can cover it, but obviously that's not a permanent solution. I don't know exactly what month on this map that corn and soybeans would get sold. Normally, I believe it's around June, so we'll have to look into that. But yeah, this is a good start. We got a long ways to go, but it's a good start. Hopefully, there's enough room over here. We'll pull over here next to our TARDIS trailer. Perfect. Absolute beast, man. Our shed is starting to look a little small, isn't it? Starting to look a little bit tight. But what I'll probably end up doing here, since this is a smaller tractor, I'll put the smaller tractor next to the TARDIS harvester. And then we'll be able to put the John Deere right here, hopefully. Hopefully that's enough room. Alright, let's get back over to the John Deere, get this trailer brought over. And then we'll start looking into what it's going to cost us to get a silo set up. Yeah, where are we hiding? Oh, on the field. That's why. I was like, where are we at? I don't see us. Found it. All right, so yeah, about 21,000 liters is what we ended up getting. But as you can see, we do have a cover for this trailer, so that's at least a good thing. So worst case scenario, we could just leave it in the trailer. Obviously, I don't want to do that for a couple of reasons. One, in January, we have to sell off our wood chips, right? If we have any left. I think we already sold them, so we could probably get away with not selling any more wood chips. And for our first harvest, maybe we just hold on to these. But we'll see when they're supposed to sell, what the best price is going to be, and then we'll look at it from that perspective. And then we'll see what we're going to do. Because there's a couple of things I would like to do. One is we need to find a better working with cultivator, right? Because that small cultivator that we have just ain't going to cut it when we start getting into bigger fields. That small field took forever on its own. The bigger the field, the harder or longer it's going to take. So we're just going to pull this thing right over here for the time being. And then we're going to jump into the construction menu and see about a storage solution. So if we go into silos, we've got a couple of small silos that are relatively cheap. And then we got a whole bunch of other silos. But all of these silos are pretty expensive, if we're being honest. Looks like the cheapest option is going to be like $30,000, which is kind of crazy for us anyway. So yeah, I mean, we could get this little one for 20,000. It's capable of holding 75,000 liters. But I'm thinking one of these silos down here is going to be a better bet. We do have these things capable of holding like 220,000 liters. They're gigantic silos. I think these are our best bet. I mean, this thing here is capable of holding 257,000 liters. But I would also need an auger or conveyor for this silo to be able to fill it. I'm not sure, like, if we go in here, how does this work? So, obviously, looks like we've got a grain dryer too? Question mark? But how does it unload? Obviously, the top is where you would load into, right? I just don't know how it unloads. Does it just dump out the bottom straight up? Like you would have to have some sort of auger that is capable of going underneath this silo? Interesting. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is probably our best bet. We could also put this like right in here somewheres. Yeah, so we need, how much we need? $45,000 for this? Okay, so we need $45,000 for that. We're not there yet. The other thing is, let's look at the prices and when they're at their best. So currently, we just harvested soybeans. So let's look at soybeans. Soybeans are at their best in June. So that's kind of what I figured. So yeah, we want to ideally hold these until June. So we've got our work cut out for us. We also do not plant again until April. Is there anything else that we can put in the field to tide us over till April? I don't think so. Nothing gets harvested in April. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can get 2 crops in 1 year. I was hoping that there would be something that we could put in here that would be harvestable in April. But yeah, there's unfortunately nothing that's going to be able to fit in the field. So we just got to let our field sit dormant until April. Which is fine. We can do that. The next thing I need to look at is how much we have in terms of wood chips, right? We're just going to pull this thing over to the side for the time being. Get this thing out the way. Drop our trailer. Now would be a good time to test whether or not this fits in the barn next to the little Massey Ferguson or not. Dude, our barn getting kind of crowded all of a sudden, isn't it? Getting a little bit of crowded in here. Man, that's going to be a tight fit, but I think we fit. Oh, yeah. Like a glove. All right. Yeah, just squeeze. Hold that thought. Suck it in. I can't fit. All right, well, climb up over. Y'all know the deal. All right. Got to lay off on the burritos, man. Anyway, let's check on our productions, see how we're looking. So for the carpentry, we have plenty of everything. It's going to continue producing, which is good news for us. In terms of sawmill, we have 30,000 liters of wood chips, actually. So, yeah, we are definitely going to end up needing to transport that in January. All right. Now, the good news is we have a few months until January to get a silo that we can store our beans in. Okay. We're also going to need an auger for that. So let's look at the augers and see what we can do that way. Obviously, it's going to be a big auger, right? So let's go to belt systems. Yeah, it's going to be something massive. I would imagine it's going to be one of these conveyors. I don't know. I mean, we're not doing sugar beets, so this shouldn't matter. But this conveyor here seems to be the tallest one. But how does this work? All right, so it looks like it has a dish that folds out from the side at the bottom. And then this thing just goes all the way up to the top of your silo. Do we need this thing to be this tall? Probably. I don't know if any of the other ones would work or not. But this is kind of crazy. I've never used one of these systems before in my life. Normally I just use the base like silos that have their own little bottom dump tray sort of deal. So yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I'm hoping it works. But you can see right there's the bin where you can kind of bring everything in. And then I don't know if this is going to work to unload the thing. We may need a smaller one to offload into our trailer. Something like this. But we'll see how that goes when we get there. How big is this thing? Like, this thing is not extendable, or at least doesn't appear to be. Yeah, doesn't appear to be extendable. So I feel like something like this would be a good way to offload out of the bottom of the bin. And then this one would be what we use to load the bin. If we can use this in both capacities, that would be great. But obviously, when you get this thing set up, you probably wouldn't want to move it, right? Because it's probably not going to be the easiest thing to line up with the top of the silo. But yeah, I've never used it before. So we're looking at 45 plus 25 for this. So that's $70,000 right there. $70,500. That's a lot of money. Can we make that? Absolutely. It's just going to come down to whether or not we produce enough stuff, right? So let's see what we can get away with. Worst case scenario, I mean, just to find out whether or not I'm just being stupid. Let's look at trailers. How much is another TARDIS? I don't think they're that expensive. I think they're like 30 grand. So it actually might behoove us, at least for now, to forego getting the bin and the auger and just get another TARDIS trailer to hold our stuff in. Let's look at this. What do we got? So yeah, the TARDIS trailer is 30 grand. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then if you were to get the big version, that's another 5,000. Can hold the 200,000 liters. So 35 grand, we get another TARDIS trailer. I mean, I'm no fool, guys, but that seems like the obvious choice here. I think for the first season, I think we just store our beans in the trailer that it's in until we sell, and then we just simply buy another trailer when it comes time to sell off our sawwood or our wood chips, if that's a thing. So yeah. In the meantime, do we have plenty of wood? We have 23,000 liters of wood in this. I believe that's enough to get us through the next month. And then we have plenty in this to keep us going, so we're good there. So I think it's just time to go forward, folks. That's the beauty of this new series. I say new series, the same series, but that's the beauty of doing the farming side of things. Time is going to progress much faster now. But we should be able to simply visit. And there we go. You can see our forestry, our log farms are coming along. Not quite ready yet, but they're getting there. It's going to take time. But yeah, we're just going to continue. Let's go to 10 o'clock next month. But yeah, now that we're doing the farming side of things are going to progress at a much faster pace in terms of their the overall month-to-month. Because farming is a lot of sitting around waiting. A lot of work in the moment, but then you just sit around and wait. All right, anything in here? Wouldn't it be something if we ended up with something? What is this? This is a weeder. $41,000 for this gigantic weeder. Only needs 200 horsepower. That is a massive weeder. Good Lord. 24.5 meter working width? That's crazy. We don't need it, but it's a thing. $200,000 for this Kloss Xerion 4500. It's going to cost $200,000. Yeah, I can't hold that. But it can go from 490 to 530 horsepower. That is a beast of a tractor. We wouldn't even know what to do with that at this point. Like, we ain't got nothing that's going to cost any or give us anything there. All right, so now we're going to have to fill up our sawmill. As you can see, we got 9,600 liters of wood left here. So we got to get that going. We are still producing wood chips. And we are still producing plenty of stuff at our furniture as well. All right, let's head down. Let's cut some trees down and fill up our sawmill, shall we? Let's go in here. Let's teleport down here to the bottom. That's the wrong one. This is the bottom. See, I get confused as to where I'm at. All right, so this should be our, yep, this is our excavator. Now, one of the other things that I will say is you'll see a couple of floating branches because I haven't cleared the stumps from them yet. Some of the trees don't actually have the branches disappear until you clear the stumps. But we'll fill up our sawmill, and then we'll keep this party rocking. Now what I've been doing is just using the Scotch pine and the aspen and stuff like that and any dead wood for the actual sawmill. And then I've been cutting the lodge poles into our 9-meter logs. Kind of screwed that one up, didn't we? Just a little bit. Alright, so that one over there is dead wood. This one is the actual lodge pole. So we'll save it. We'll grab the dead wood for now. As for all the smaller trees, I've just kind of been leaving them for now. We can come through and grind those up at some point. Not too worried about going super quickly on get. No, you didn't just fall between these two trees. You had one job, and it wasn't that. That is impressive levels of debauchery. There we go. We got it though. Ain't my first rodeo. We've been doing logging for a long time. I've learned to adapt. We got another dead wood right over here. Uh-oh. Not this way. Fall the other way. Oh, God. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? But as you can see, this is what it takes to keep the sawmill running, to keep producing money for the farm to operate. And we need about 20,000 liters of wood every single month to keep this sawmill happy. Which is more trees than you'd think, but less than you'd realize. Does that make sense? Dead or alive, you're coming with me, tree. Stop resisting! Or she really stuck up in there, huh? Ah! Too much. Well, we have gotten ourselves into quite the pickle. What is going on up in here? Ah. Well, I feel like this could all be solved with one little chainsaw. Now, if I set this, I want to fell the tree that direction. Right, so I want to put this right about here. And see if I can get this right. Whoop. Ah! It's falling the wrong way! Oh, I forgot. Physics. Physics don't like me. I got it. Well, you know, things could have went differently, but I probably just died. It's okay. At the end of the day, what matters is it worked. Okay? The tree is with us. May the tree be with you. Turns out when you're doing a select cut instead of just clear cutting, things can get a little bit complicated. Who'd have thunk it? Now I've got a random tree just felled in my forest over here. We'll get to it eventually. Boop. No, all the other way. There you go. Perfect. There you go. Finally, a tree that isn't a pain in my neck. Literally, that last tree was probably a big pain in my neck. Come down and smack me right on top of the head. They don't call them widow makers for nothing. I know what some of y'all are thinking right now. But Spartan, I thought you said we weren't doing any more logging. Well, I also said that the logging business is going to bankroll the farming side of things. Didn't I? Alright, so this tree off to our left is one of those trees I was telling you about that has the weird branches that don't all disappear. Like when they're fully grown, you can't really grab them with this thing. You got to cut them down by hand. But some of them can be grabbed with this thing. And then what happens is they don't all lose their limbs. And then some of the limbs are attached to the stump for some reason. It's a whole thing. But how many trees is that exactly? That's I mean, that's a few trees. Definitely a few trees. Alright, let's see if this is one that we can grab with this thing. Or if we're going to have to go. I think this is one that we could probably grab with this. Definitely looks like it's small enough to grab. But it is one of those deciduous sort of pines. It's kind of weird pine. You can see the branches are different. It's not really a pine. It's a regular deciduous tree or whatever. But yeah, this thing is one of those trees that isn't going to lose all of its branches. See what I mean? It's a fork! We created the most powerful weapon in Skyrim! If you know, you know. Wonder how many people will get that reference. But as you can see, we've made a lot of headway into our little forest here. I don't know how long this forest is going to continue to sustain our sawmill. Like, I thought it would take a while. It's not taking as long as I thought. We have been chewing through this forest at an alarming rate. All right, this should be enough of these for the time being. This will get us through. Now we just got to get our forwarder over here, drag all this stuff up to the sawmill. You guys know the deal. Also, we might actually be able to use this to unload the bin. I'm not sure. Might try it. Or worst case scenario, we pull one of these up to that, load it. Yeah, we probably have a way to unload the bin. I don't know if these will reach high enough to go into the bin. Only time will tell. Maybe we can make that work. But I think you need like an auger to actually fit with that. Alright, so a couple of people actually asked about the claw on the back of this thing and why I don't use it. And the simple answer is because the winch is quicker. I can connect to 8 trees and drag them across the map without ever having to unfold the claw. Right, so there's no real reason for me to use this claw. But yeah, you can absolutely unfold this claw, use the claw to load up into the clamp here on the back. That gets stuff off the ground, makes it a little bit easier to pull. But again, that just takes more time than what it takes if we were to just do it the old-fashioned way. How did I manage to screw this up? Alright. This one should be able to connect if I just attach it back here. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing. I mean, actually, I could just cheese it and go boop, 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 boop. Alright. And then this one can grab this log here. It's all about figuring out the quickest way to drag as many logs as possible to the sawmill at a time. Alright. That ought to work. As you can see, you can drag quite a bit at a time. We actually have another log coming with us by accident. And all we need is for them to get into the trigger. Just like that. Boop. And that's probably enough wood right there just to get us through the next month. But obviously we don't want to just go 1 month at a time. So what I'll do, we'll grab this one on this. And this one on this. Drag them in. But yeah, this is for all those that think that I might be cheating. I know there hasn't been anybody actually accuse me of cheating, but this just shows you that this is what goes on behind the scenes to keep the sawmill rolling for you guys to continue to see us farming. This is definitely not going to fit. It's all right though. We'll make things work one way or another. This is definitely not going to be a clustered mess at all. Alright, can I boop this over? Yes. Use the farm sim physics to your advantage, young Padawan. Use the force. I can't boop it enough. Boop it further! Just a little bit. There we go. Oh, that was a lot of it, but we'll take it. Perfect! Dude, you learn all these little jank physics bugs when you have to move so much stuff. You learn them all. That one tree is not going to cooperate. Alright, now the real question becomes, can I actually get this one tree to just go into the goddamn building somehow? That should work. Dude, I'm telling you, I might be the jankest jank that ever janked, but by golly, we make it happen. It's all about making it work. That's 35,000 liters. I think we got one or two more trees left over here to haul in, which would be perfect. You get a couple of months out of each time we do this, so you don't have to do this every single month. I guess we had one more tree. That's good enough. One more tree will work. Alright, we're going to go ahead and grab this side of the tree. We're just going to attach to the smallest point of the tree, because I can. It's a matter of principle. There we go. See? A little bit of jank never hurt nobody. Actually, it hurt a lot of people. But shh. I don't know, there's something about the way that's swinging that's just kind of funny to me. Alright. Be going. Alright, so we got 37,000 liters. That'll get us a couple months worth of productions. So we're good there. I think now we just head back up to our house. Call it a day. We've worked hard. See what I mean about this just progressing much quicker now? It's crazy. No! I almost screwed. Oh my god. I about had a heart attack. About had a heart attack. I would have died. If I'd have sold my cabin, I would have lost my mind. Oh, that was almost real bad. Alright, speaking of, let's go ahead and save before I do something incredibly stupid and waste my time. Alright, onward! Alright, check on our productions. Carpentry's looking mighty fine. We ain't got to worry about that. In terms of wood, we still have 22,000 liters. That should get us through another month, no problem. We sell off all of our stuff next month anyway, so yeah, I think we just go ahead and go forward another month. No reason not to. Oh, looks like it's a snowy one. Perfect. All right, well, we should have a couple... Ooh, what's this? 287 horsepower. That would be a nice little addition. We can't afford it, but that would be a nice little upgrade from our John Deere. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, yes, we're selling. So, yeah, we are down to 7,400 liters worth of wood in our sawmill, so we're going to have to deal with that. We should have some stuff to sell down there, so we can load up on Mac. Speaking of Mac, Is he down at the shop, or did we forget him back at the store? I think we forgot Mac back at the store. But yeah, we should be fine there. Yeah, we're good. All right, well, let's go down and I guess we'll go back to the store to get Mac. Yeah, he's just sitting over here all this time. Sorry, Mac. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot about Mac, folks. Just left him sitting. Gotta love the trees when they're all nice and like frosty or covered in snow. I mean, right now they look like JPEGs until I get right up on them, but you know, other than that, having grown up in the middle of the forest, like I can appreciate some snowy trees. Don't hit the tree. You had one job, Mac. Don't hit the tree. You almost borked it. All right, so there probably isn't a lot of stuff for us to load up. There is going to be some beams over here. We can load them up. We are going to have to deal with saw wood chips, whatever. That's going to be a thing. I think I can straighten that up a little bit more. There we go. It's not going to be a lot of money, that's for sure. We'll get this stuff loaded up anyway. Because we don't need a lot of money, we just need enough to get through. I think we said we needed $35,000 for the next TARDIS trailer. I don't know why I parked Max so far away. Also, the fact that these beams keep ending up like between the straps is kind of annoying. Alright, this is the last of the beams. Pull over and load up the furniture. Also, remind me when we get back from selling everything, we gotta wash Mac. Mac is looking mighty dirty. Again, I know this isn't a lot of money, but when you're fighting for survival, anything will work. Also, thank you guys for the feedback on the music as well. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the music that I've been making. A lot of people have been asking about how I do it. I use two separate AI to help me come up with it. So I use ChatGPT to help me brainstorm some lyrics. We get together, we work on the lyrics, and then once we get lyrics that we're happy with, then we put that into AI2bo.ai. It's a website you can go to. And we make a song based on the lyrics. Obviously, you got to come up with your own style as well. So we come up with what style of song that I'm looking for, and then I have an idea for vocals and whatnot, and I just fine tune it from there. Sometimes I get a song pretty quickly. Sometimes I don't get the song that I'm looking for right away, and I have to spend a while trying to like get the right feel for the song. But I've been thoroughly enjoying the whole process. It's been so much fun. Music is a big part of what I am. Like, I love music, so for me, this is a lot of fun. And I don't see anybody else usually, or like, I don't really see a whole lot of people doing like custom songs for their Farm Sim series. So I feel like that is something that kind of makes my series unique, is I'm going to try to incorporate the like custom songs based on things that are occurring on the series. Right? Kind of like the timber to tiller, and then like selling off of all of our stuff yesterday. The song that we made when we crap, I can't think of what it's called. Oh, all in on the fields. Yeah, like it just fits so well, and it's just a nice little touch, right? But here's our load. Let's take it up, sell it off, see how much money we get. Hopefully it'll give us enough to be able to get another TARDIS trailer, which will allow us to sell off our sawdust, or I keep calling it sawdust, wood chips. We needed $35,000 in the bank. Surely this is more than $17,000 worth of stuff. So yeah, we should have plenty on this in order to do that. I think each one of these pallets of furniture are about $2,000 a piece, so that should be $18,000 in and of its own. And then a few pallets of wood beams as well, 8,000 liters of wood beams. So, I mean, I don't remember exactly how much that's going to be, but should be a decent amount. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's continued to, oh my gosh. Well, there's the screen printing freaking snow. Dude, I wish they'd fix that. Like, that snow is so jank. Also, Mac and the snow don't like one another, apparently. Boy, do they not like one another. Come on, Mac. I will say this, the snow has definitely brought a new challenge to the Farm Sim 25 compared to what it was before. Like before, in Farm Sim 22, it would snow, but it never really did anything. Now I feel like it's more of a nuisance. So like, you actually might decide to invest in, you know, clearing equipment and whatnot. This isn't our property at all. So yeah. It's one of those things, but as you can see, like, we're spinning our tires right now. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like, I like the new snow. I just wish it would not just like or like 3D print itself into the map instead of, you know, just it should snow. Like, if it's gonna snow, it should just be snowing and then accumulate, right? Not 3D print itself into the map. But I do like the fact that it actually affects the way your vehicles handle and everything. Your vehicles will slide, they'll spin. They do all sorts of stuff. So I do like that. There we go. It gives us $57,000 in the bank, which is plenty for us to go ahead and get our next TARDIS trailer. We built up a little bit of steam. Let's keep it going, mech. Dude, he does not like the snow. All right, well, I'm gonna save you guys the fun of watching me get this thing back to the store, or back to the shop. Then I'll show you guys us grabbing the TARDIS. I definitely feel they've updated the snow recently, because I don't remember, like, the snow has been a little bit slicker, but I don't remember the snow being this snowy. That makes sense? Like, I feel like it's lumpy, I feel like it affects the vehicles more, and I feel like it's reflecting light more, because it's actually blinding in certain spots. Like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, Lil Green don't care about the snow. Lil Green just out here driving right through it like it ain't no thing. Of course, Lil Green has few more tires and much more traction. And weight. So it makes sense. We'll get back over here. We'll load up the wood chips. Almost did it again. But we didn't even use our silo bunker this time. Again, like I understand, or we could absolutely get rid of it. I just kind of like the aesthetic of having the bunker silo for storing wood chips. I would like to get back into doing that a little bit more, but we haven't really had a choice because we needed to sell quite a bit of our wood chips off in order to finance getting our equipment to starting the farm. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know? Let's open the back. Best part is I don't think we even had that much in terms of wood chips, so this isn't going to give us a lot of money. But hey, anything's better than nothing. We got 22K in the bank right now, so if we can get a little bit more money, that'll make sure that we have plenty of money for seed, fertilizer, and lime. Because remember, we didn't lime it the first year, so I would definitely like to lime it this year. That'll get us a bigger yield for next year. Dude, I can't see crap. Okay, 45,000 liters of wood chips. That ain't bad. Also, I did turn on the realistic beacons. I do love it. I don't use them all that often because I do have people that watch my channel that have, oh, what is that? Photosensitivity seizures. epilepsy. So I try not to use the beacons all that often, but occasionally I'll use them here and there. But I want everybody to be able to enjoy my series, whether they have a disability or not. So I try to be mindful of it. But 45,000 liters of wood chips, it's January, so they should be selling at their highest price. I forget how much that's going to give us roughly. But if I can get, 10 or 15K out of it, I'll be pretty happy with that, because that'll make sure that we have plenty for lime and fertilizer and seed to plant the field again. And then from here, it'll be just, again, waiting until April, keeping the sawmill running. This is day-to-day life out here, Hidden Spring Timber and now Hidden Spring Farm. We got humble beginnings, but you guys know the deal. It's going to be big things on the horizon. It just takes time. I keep looking off to my left and seeing all that open land. Yeah, there's some trees out there, but we can get rid of those trees, and this would be a massive field. Now, somebody also brought up the fact that we hadn't touched the land that I initially had talked about setting a field on, which was this land down here at 67. So at some point, we probably ought to look into how much that's going to cost. I want to say it's one of the $140,000 plots. Basically, there's like 2 or 3 different prices that the plots on this map cost. And they range from $70,000 to $146,000. I think some of them are a little bit more than that, but that's generally, it's like $76,000 to $150,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, for a plot of land. So yeah, it's hit and miss. Now our plot that we currently have, I could absolutely clear the forest off of that property and then just make it one big field. That would be a 16-acre field instead of what we currently have, which is about 6 acres, 6.5 acres if I had to guess. But thankfully we have the logging side of things to keep us out of trouble while we're building up the beginnings of our farm. But being on the logging map rather than the agricultural side of the map, there are a lot more trees on the map, which means that is more work for us to clear the land in order to make the land usable for agriculture, or up here for a city to be built. But yeah, I'm happy with our progress so far. I know this is only episode 2, but still, it is nice to see us making some progress. We're getting the equipment. Once we've got the equipment, then it just comes to saving up money to expand, buy bigger equipment, and just keep going from there. Right? The faster we can get through all the tasks needed, the better. But here we are. Time to sell off our wood chips. Let's see how much we're going to get here. Like I said, I forget what the price is, so. $24,000. So basically about half. A little bit more than half of what we have in the trailer. So if we got 45,000, we made 24. That's not too bad. So that'll give me an idea of what we can expect out of a load of wood chips going forward. Just essentially cut the load in half, and that's about what you're going to make out of it. But considering it's a byproduct of all of our other productions, it's easy money. But I'll save you guys the hassle of watching me get back to the yard, and we'll go from here. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I made a big oopsie. And a big oopsie by... I was trying to fill up my sawmill. And by the looks of the tracks, you guys can see that I accidentally used the wrong excavator to cut down trees. I used the one over there by our tree farm. So I had to drag these logs all the way from over there over here. Which normally you'd be like, oh, that's fine. What's the big deal? Snow. Snow is the big deal. Snow in this game is good. A little too good. Like, look at the compaction. Like, this is from driving back and forth across here. I actually had to make my own road by driving multiple times across, like, different sections. Because if you run into any of the deep snow, it's like driving in tar. Like, you have no traction, you're bumping into stuff, like, it's awful. And that's a good thing, right? Like, that's the whole purpose of it. That's the way it should feel. But, boy howdy, I'll be honest with y'all, that was frustrating. It took way longer than it needed to. But we got enough wood in the thing to get us going for another month, so I'm going to go ahead and save before I lose my mind. We're going to go forward another month. And honestly, that might be where we end up calling the episode. Don't sell the house. I feel like visit should be the first thing that you pop up on, not sell. You know, but that's just me. Can we shut the door? I feel like I've been leaving that door open for months. Imagine that heating bill. Alright, let's keep it going. Alright. So as you can see, we are going to need to fill up the sawmill again. Carpentry is looking fine. So we shouldn't have to worry about that anytime soon. But yeah, we are definitely going to have to fill up the sawmill again. Obviously, it's February. We don't get to plant until April. So we can't do anything yet anyway. So we just got to hold out. We'll get there eventually. But for now, yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and call the episode here, folks. It's been a long one. I'm going to have a lot of editing to do to try to make this a watchable episode, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed as we picked up our harvester and completed our first harvest. And then you guys got to see a little bit of behind the scenes here at Hidden Springs, trying to showcase just what goes on when we're not farming. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.